check bleeds in safe zone, how to check your image resolution, how to check the font size, how to set up booklets for print using page limitations, how to choose your print options, how to upload a mailing list for postcards, and how to get support directly from the print shop. Now, if I go to my postcard design here, you can see I'm missing the bleed and safe zone. So in order to enable that, I'm going to go to my settings in the left-hand panel and enable the safe zone. When I enable this, it enables my bleed indicated by the blue overlay, and then also it indicates my safe zone indicated by the red outline. The bleed represents printing that goes beyond the edge where the sheet will be trimmed off. In other words, the bleed is the area that will in fact be trimmed off. The safe zone represents the furthest possible point you can place an element before it risks getting trimmed off. So anything placed here can potentially get cut. So we don't want text to be beyond this point. For any print product, anything that touches the edge needs to bleed. In this example, you can see that this image is not going through the blue overlay, so it's not bleeding. So what I need to do is expand my image so that it reaches the end of the bleed. Now that my image successfully bleeds, there's enough room for the postcard to be trimmed to size. You can also see that this blue shape here needs to bleed, and it already does because it's going through the bleed area. The same thing applies here. We can see that the blue block bleeds as well as the image here on the back. So everything is set up correctly there. And also to check, nothing is going beyond our safe zone, not even this website here. So everything is good for print. Moving on to the next example for image resolution, we need to be sure your template has high quality images. For print, we want to have a resolution between or at 150 ppi, 240 ppi, or 300 ppi. 150 ppi would be the lowest resolution to use before risking pixelation. In addition, we do not need a super high quality image over 300 ppi, as this will increase the overall file size, which would then increase loading and downloading time. Our platform also only allows the ability to upload images at 10 megabytes or lower to prevent a huge file size. That said, in order to check if your image is too low res, we actually initiate a low resolution image detected pop-up for your convenience. So if I were to go and save my template and it has a low resolution image, I'll see here which image is low resolution. There is a link that will take you directly there if you're not already. And then we can replace that photo with a much higher resolution image. In addition to detecting a low resolution image, we can also detect a small font size. The feature is also enabled if you go to Save Your Design. If a font is smaller than 7.5 points, you'll receive this pop-up. Anything smaller than 7.5 points will be hard to read for some readers when it's printed, so we recommend 7.5 points or higher. Another tool we have for your advantage are page limitations. If you're creating a booklet, it's a rule of thumb to have a total page count equivalent to a multiple of 4, which means that a 4-page or 8-page or 16-page booklet and so on can be successfully printed. In order to set this up for your design types, if I were to start at the very beginning here on my dashboard, you'll select your user dropdown, go into the admin panel, find your design types. You can either create a brand new one or edit a current one. So go to Actions, Edit, and scroll down to the bottom and you'll see our page limitations here. If you want to keep something at one page, you can set the minimum and maximum at one page, and then of course clear divisible by, because it would just be a single page. If you want to set it to 2, you can do it for 2. It really depends on you how you would like to manage your design types, but the rule of thumb is to set a multiple of 4 when creating any kind of booklet, so that when the book is printed and paginated, everything folds in correctly and you'll have your cover, page 1, page 2, page 3, and so on as a beautiful booklet. Now, when you are ready to print your product, go ahead and select Print in the top navigation bar. It'll initiate all the pop-ups and save your design. Just hit Continue, and it will direct you to our print shop, where you can select your paper type and quantity. Additional options will appear on the side if you have coatings, or in this case for this postcard, you have different mailing options. Now, if you're printing a postcard, you have the option to mail the postcards to yourself, or you can use a mailing list to farm out your postcards. If you're unsure of how to set up your CSV file for farming, you can download our sample CSV template here. And then once that is uploaded, our quantity will adjust to match the total address count of what's in your CSV file. One thing to note is that if you want to send yourself a postcard as well, you will have to add your address in the CSV file. And then when that's all said and done, you'll of course want to select your paper type and your postage type, either bulk or first class, and then proceed to checkout. If you have a more custom request for your template, or you need immediate assistance for current orders, you can always contact our printer directly by selecting the support dropdown here, and then you can go ahead and give our vendor an email. But in short, that concludes our tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.